Hi guys, for today's lesson we're going to be dealing with mean, median, mode and range. So what do I mean by these words? Well, first up, the mean is the average score of a data set. So i.e. finding the average of a whole heap of numbers, you have to add all the data entries together, then divide by the number of data entries. Next up is the median. So the median is the middle data entry when the entries are ordered from smallest to largest in ascending order. So for example, here's a data set. You can see that the numbers in this data set are listed from smallest to largest. The middle one is going to be this 10. So that is your median of 10. And obviously, depending on the data set, the median is going to be different each time. The mode is the most common score in the data set. So in the same data set, you can see that 5 appeared twice, that no other number appeared twice, so the mode is going to be 5. You can have more than one mode. So if another number appeared twice, you could have 2 numbers here for your answer. The range is the highest score minus the lowest score. So for example, for this data set, the highest score is 26, the lowest score is 4. Subtract these 2 numbers away from each other. So it's 26 take away 4, and your range is 22. Make sure you're doing largest, take away the lowest, because we want a positive answer for the range. Okay, so let's go through some rules to remember. So the strategy to determine the median of a data set is different based on the number of data entries. So the median is not always that easy to figure out what the median is for a data set. So some really important ideas here to help you out. So if there is an odd number of entries, so there's like an odd amount of numbers, then the median's position, like whether it's first, second, third, fourth, fifth, etc., is the number of data entries plus 1 and then divide that by 2. So for example, if there are 15 entries, that's an odd amount of entries, 15 is odd. Then the median position is you want to take that number of data entries, 15, and you want to plus 1 to it, then divide by 2. So that is exactly what we do here. 15 plus 1 divided by 2, that gives you 8, because 16 divided by 2 is equal to that 8. So therefore the 8th score is going to be your median. So you can literally just count along to the 8th one. That number there will definitely be your median's position. Okay, so what if there's an even number of entries? So you still are going to use the same formula. So the number of data entries plus 1 divided by 2, but the way that you use this position is a little bit different. So say if there are 16 entries, you'd want to plus 1 to 16, then divide by 2. That gives you 8.5. Now 8.5, that doesn't really sound like a position. But the way that you deal with 8.5 is you think it's between the 8th and the 9th, because that's what 8.5 is. So because it's in between the 8th and the 9th, you want to take the average of these two data scores. So you want to count to the 8th, count to the 9th as well, and you want to take the average of those two scores. So let's do some examples. So determine the median for the following data sets. So here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different scores. So what you need to do to figure out the position of these scores, which one's the median? Well, firstly, you've got to make sure your scores are in order, and they already are in order, which is very nice for us. We don't have to rearrange them. To find out the median position, we add 1 to the number of entries, 6. Divide by 2, that gives us 3.5. That is the average of the 3rd and the 4th scores, because it's in between 3 and 4. So you take the average of the 3rd and 4th. So if we count along, so 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one's there as well. So the average of 15 and 25 is going to be your median. So we add 15 and 25 together, divide by 2, because we're dealing with 2 scores here to find the average, and our median is going to be 20. So it's just the average of the 3rd and the 4th scores, done. With question B, the data set is this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 scores, and they're not in order. So when you're dealing with medians, you need to make sure you put them from smallest to largest, as I've just done here. And because there's 7 data entries, you want to plus 1, then divide by 2. So that goes up to 8 divided by 2, which is 4. That means the 4th score is your median. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That 32 is your median. Hope this helps with the questions. Good luck.